Georgia Southern is coming off of a overtime loss at Georgia this past Saturday and now prepares for two home games, the first of which is this Saturday against South Alabama. That game will kick off at 2 p.m. Eastern Time from Statesboro, Georgia. Coach Fritz, before we get to questions, please give us your thoughts on last week's game against Georgia and the upcoming game against South Alabama.
Well, I was really proud of our guys. I thought we competed, played really hard. Unfortunately, things didn't go exactly the way we wanted them to. Quality opponent, playing in front of 92,000 at their place, and just didn't quite get it done. I'm very happy that we have the opportunity to come back home this week against a good South Alabama team, and we're going to put this behind us and move on and play a very, very important conference game here Saturday at Paulson Stadium.
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. As a reminder to members of the media, please press star 1 to get in the queue to ask questions. Our first questions come from a caller in Athens, Georgia. Caller, please go ahead.
Hey, Coach Fritz. It's Mark Weiser at the Athens Banner-Herald. I wanted to ask you defensively, the game plan against Georgia, particularly Grayson Lambert and what they were doing passing the last two games, so it wasn't too much. Was it a lot of blitzes, outnumber them in the box, let them beat you outside, or what was the plan?
Well, a lot of what you just said. We wanted to gang up on some personnel groupings where we thought we, had a pretty good beat on what they were going to do. A little heavier run than pass, or vice versa. And felt like early in the game we're having a tough time getting much pressure with a 4-man rush. And if he had the opportunity to sit in there, he's going to be accurate and start bringing a little bit more pressure. I guess second quarter on. And I thought our guys did a nice job of playing with leverage, and they ran a few wrinkles at us that we hadn't seen before, with some unbalanced offensive line, and you're doing it a little differently than what they had in the past. So, but I thought our defense played well. They did a very nice job, and had a couple short fields to defend, and and then that led to some of their scores. But I thought, by and large, we played great defensively.
And lastly, in what ways do you think it benefits Georgia to go from playing your offense to Georgia Tech and what they do with their triple option?
Somewhat. It'll help them just because of the assignment with someone on the dive, quarterback, pitch. But really, and I don't know all the background with scheduling and things. I've just been here a couple of years. I think originally it was intended for, under center triple option, like Georgia Tech runs and like what we used to run before I got here. So in that regard, there's quite a bit of difference between the two teams.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. Coach, what did you learn about your team this Saturday against Georgia?
Well, I just was proud of the competitive nature of the team. I thought we were very resilient. First series, we drove down the field and scored, and really after that, we did a really nice job of holding them. Fumbled a punt, they got a short field, and ended up scoring a touchdown. But I thought we did a good job. Coach Rick does a great job at Georgia, and they're obviously very, very talented, and we just need to come close with a lot of these Power 5 teams. We need to break through and get a W against one of them. We need to do it soon.
And Coach, a lot of coaches and pundits were looking at your team on Saturday and saying that your team was on an SEC level as far as the physical ability of your defense and your offensive line. Is that some kind of compliment you can take away from that game, even though the result wasn't what you wanted?
Well, that's a nice compliment. I hadn't heard that, but our guys certainly play hard. I don't have one guy on our team that was recruited by Georgia or offered, by I guess an SEC team or whatever the case may be. There's a lot of good players down in this area of the country, and at a talent level we got obviously is a credit to staff performing for the most part. Probably close to 75% of the guys that are playing were here before I got here, and the other 25 we recruited and brought in. So we're trying to narrow that gap. You know, our goal is to be a perennial top 25 football program, and we're getting closer. We just need to continue to improve each and every week and every year.
All right, and the upcoming game against South Alabama, what's really the key to, winning that game against South Alabama?
Well, there's a lot of things we're going to have to do well. Offensively, they're very, very talented. I remember when we played them last year in Mobile, when I saw them run out, I was like, wow, this is really, I see the difference now between 1AA and Division I football. Very good speed, very good size. Transfer quarterback, when he's hot, he's as good as anybody in the conference. Defensively, I think they bring you challenges with that odd front that they run, with the nose on the center majority of the time. And then they're really good in the kicking game. Idaho was doing a pretty good job with them, and then they return a kickoff for a touchdown and block the punt. So very dangerous, very talented team.
All right, Coach, thank you very much for your time. That's all the questions we have for today. We appreciate it.